Good morning, everyone. This is Rose from Marigold Library System. Back in the day when I was running a library myself, the question I was often asked was, what's a good book to get started with if you're interested in Indigenous literature or Indigenous culture? And my go-to guy was always Richard Wagamese. He was taken from us much too soon, just last year, which was really heartbreaking for me and for many other lovers of Canadian literature. But he left behind a beautiful surprise, a beautiful present, which is the novel Starlight. If you're a fan already, you'll have read probably Medicine Walk, and Frank Starlight was the character in that. And this is another story about Frank, which is such a delightful thing to be able to do. It was a big comfort to me because I really felt sad. Isn't that strange? Someone you've never met, but because I read everything he ever wrote, he felt very real to me, very close to me. So I highly recommend Starlight. And if you've never read any Richard Wagamese, his first work was called Keeper and Me, and he grew a lot as a writer after he wrote that, but even then you could sense what a wonderful storyteller he was. And he wrote Indian Horse, and lots of people will have seen the movie now that was made of that, and I think it's super important. Our book club read Indian Horse a few years ago, and I have to tell you, we all sat around the table and just wept afterwards, and many people were shocked by the content of the story. So it's a good introduction to an unpleasant part of Canadian history, but a part we ought to all know about, certainly. And the story is full of growth and love and forgiveness. It's a really important read, I think, for all Canadians. Now, Richard doesn't really need me to speak for him because he was so brilliant he could speak for himself. And I'm going to read one of my favorite quotes from him. Ready? All we are is story. From the moment we are born to the time we continue on our spirit journey, we are involved in the creation of the story of our time here. It is what we arrive with. It is all we leave behind. We are not the things we accumulate. We are not things we deem important. We are story. All of us. What comes to matter then is the creation of the best possible story we can while we're here. You, me, us, together. When we do that, and we take the time to share those stories with each other, we get bigger inside. We see each other, we recognize our kinship, and we change the world one story at a time. I really hope if you haven't tried Richard's work out that you're going to give that a go now, and I'll talk to you all again soon.